one name, Brian Lopez, Brian Lopes. It means Brian Lopez is a French nickname.
That's Brian Lopes.
Say Brian Lopes. Brian Lopes.
Mr. Uncle Brian Lopes.
That one's easy. I'm gonna say it's Brian Lopes because he's still old, but he's cranking as harder than ever.
He's definitely one of those competitive people I've ever met.
I started racing bicycles when I was 4 and a half. 43.
He's just good, and he's had that taste of winning, and it's something that's just instilled in him. He's a natural-born competitor.
Racing bicycles as a young child, you know, 5, 6, 7 years old, and when I wouldn't win, I would cry. And my dad would be like, if you effing cry again, we're done. We're not racing. I'd go, you know,
I think he's more competitive than anybody, really. With his abs, shirt off, shit like that. Trying to be the baddest motherfucker ever.
He'll be like 100 years old, just challenging people in a convalescent home to wheelchair races.
guys like Prokop, he and I battled a lot in four-cross, you know, him winning Worlds one year, me winning Worlds one year, kind of back and forth with the World Cup. I don't know, I've kind of had like some little friendly competitions with Menard. For a while there, he'd be like, I'm one up on you, Lopes. You know, if he would beat me at Sea Otter downhill or something, you know, he'd be like, oh, that's one more for me. Those that know me really well probably understand that if I am bagging on you or making jabs at you all the time and things like that, it's probably because I consider you a good friend. I would like to think that there's not too many situations where things like that have happened or have came out of my mouth where it wasn't out of pure fun and games and into somebody that I knew. It wasn't just some like random guy. It's been a couple of years now. I've been with basically the Troy Lee motocross team. Started off with Jesse Nelson and Shane McElrath and Cole Seeley. I've been working with a little over a year. Jesse going on third year now. You know, they need somebody to keep them motivated and to keep them on track and on schedule. We have challenges. We do some stuff out at the pump track, like where we time them, and there's some physical benefits for me as well. You know, I set high standards for them to, you know, I mean, if we were going to the motor track, they would crush me, so I gotta crush them when I can, right? It's good. It is a good feeling to help people, you know, achieve things, you know, just progress. You obviously have to be realistic in your goals, but you gotta want it. You gotta dedicate your life to wanting to win and doing everything in your power to win. I mean, some people have more natural ability. Some people have more desire, more strength, more speed, more skill, whatever it is. You got to find that combination that works for you, build on your strengths and work on your weaknesses to try to make that package that's going to bring you to the winner's circle. Surround yourself with good, positive people. Highlight of my Special Olympics career.
The Brian Lopes Special Olympics, which were contests he would invent at the hotels or at the race site, at the airport, wherever we were. And it was just stupid shit. Like how many steps from a standing stop can you jump up, or grabbing a pole, or jumping across some pillars at the airport. And it would always result in somebody getting hurt, usually not Brian.
The stair hops, and I was like, oh, I can do that. He's like, there's no way. And he like looks at me, and like, there's no way, there's no way. We matched each other on vertical stair hop, and he couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it, I was stoked. So then I went freestyle on him, and I ended up doing like a full vertical hop to like this ledge, shoulder height, and then like jumped off and 360 off, and I was like, beat that, like that's the challenge now. And then it was just game over after that.
It doesn't matter what you challenge Brian to, if it's like one-legged hops with your right arm tied behind your back, or try to jump 26 steps in one bound, Brian's all about it.
Product launch in Switzerland for GT. Somebody tried to rip off his underwear waistband, so he started running around grabbing everybody else's waistbands, ripping off their shirts. Lopes likes to run around without his shirt on. We're all standing there with no shirts on. We're looking, where are all the women now? I scared all the women off out of the bar.
He was on Volvo and I was on Sobe, and I was rigging up the cables on my lefty fork so that I could do an X-up with it and then bring it back and it wouldn't get caught up. I'm like, Brian, check this out. That'll be the money shot, right? Like going over the finish line and cracking an X-up. And he goes, being on the podium is the money shot.
So we're all staying at this like
very expensive 10-star resort. There's this koi fish pond stream, these $10,000 koi fish in there, and you're not supposed to get near the pond. He challenged Tom Rogers to jump over the stream. Brian just does this leapfrog and boom, he jumps over. And here's Tom. He gets in there and he jumps and he only makes it about halfway and he falls right in the middle. And Lopes is cracking up, and meanwhile you got like $100,000 worth of koi fish freaking out, and they tried kicking us out and the police came, and you know, but Brian's an instigator. He'll challenge you to brush his teeth or wipe your butt. I mean, he's competitive. He wants to do anything like that.
I went over to Switzerland for this product camp, and it was after a World Cup race, so Lopes was like, he was okay to have like a couple beers, and he gets a little aggressive when he has some beers in his system. So, and a bit of a meathead as well. Again, his competitive nature, O'Doyle rules. So Lopes thought it was a good idea to just kind of bear hug me and then just rip it. I had this rad polo shirt. It was all like Charlie Brown stripes, and it was my favorite shirt. He just tears this thing off my freaking chest.
Brian for sure is the most competitive and strong guy never ever seen in my mountain bike life, okay?
Well, he's gonna have to work hard now if he wants any part of me. He's got some weight to lose, buddy.
I heard a rumor that he actually emailed Strava because someone beat him on a Laguna trail and like protested Strava or said some shit to where that's wrong because I'm the fastest on that trail still. I don't know if it's true or not.
That's one common bond, and I think that desire and competitiveness to win, and he hates losing probably more than I do, or at least he shows it when he loses that he hates losing more than I do.
And he protests too much and he's a bitch, and now he's my teammate and I gotta fucking deal with him, but I love him.
He looks like a grandpa, but still riding fucking fast. Don't speak with anybody about that, he will kill me.
Ping pong, which by the way, he's never beat me, but I was smart. I played him once, beat him, and I wouldn't play him again. Beat me out of some money more than once. Yeah, little bastard.
We've known each other since we were 13, 14 years old. Growing up with Brian, there's not one thing that we haven't done that starts out as fun, but usually becomes a little bit more, a little bit faster, a little bit further. The guy's got the talent to back it up, and he's helped me throughout my career, and but he's definitely one of those competitive people I've ever met.
It's ingrained, it's in his DNA, it's in his blood.
I'm boys with Brian, and he's the man, and he's just such a savage competitor.